Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single Season 2 reward here on this tier list. And yeah, going through and ranking every single one. I'm going to try to mix them up real quickly so we don't have all the higher tier cards right at the beginning of the video. But yeah, a lot of different Season 2 rewards. In all honesty, most of them I don't think are particularly amazing, but I don't know. We'll do our best to rank a pretty good list here. We got some good ones and some not so good ones for sure to choose from here in this video. And yeah, I decided to only do 4 tiers because there's only 15 cards on the tier list. So we have great, good, mid, and trash are the tiers that I'm going to be working with today because we only have 15 cards to rank. So before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. But every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, first card on the list is non-pro pass Dark Matter Dwayne Wade. This one only has his release on normal and does not have the Kyrie Irving dribble style, has the normal dribble style. Worst dribble style, worst release. Everything else is the same, but that does limit him even more as a shooter. And obviously hurts his mobility a little bit as well, his movement on the court. Wouldn't say he's like a total liability of a card. He's still elite defensively, great slasher, all that type of stuff. But he doesn't provide the top tier offensive ability because his jumper isn't great and his movement isn't quite as good. So to me personally, not an awful card, but in my opinion, also not a great one. Realistically, I think Wade, I mean, on this list, he's good. On another list, he might be lower. But considering the cards we're comparing him to, he is still in that good tier. But I probably would still stay away from him in all likelihood. This Anthony Edwards card is in trash. He doesn't have very complete badges at all. His stats aren't good. Honestly, he's just not that complete. His jumper's not particularly good. Like, and just in general, there's not a ton to like about Ant-Man. I don't even like his Galaxy Opal very much. A diamond amethyst, an amethyst that can even a diamond is like, yeah, we're good. We will pass on that card every single day of the week. Nothing exciting about Ant-Man to me, and he is definitely lowest tier in this list. Seth Curry, probably the same thing in all honesty. I mean, realistically, he's a great shooter who does almost nothing else. You look at Seth Curry, and I mean, that's literally it. He's an undersized point guard. He's 6'2" and an elite shooter, but that's about it. He's got decent speed. Can, I guess, kind of dunk wide open, I guess a little bit. Defensively, he's trash. Pro dribble style, Kobe escape isn't atrocious, I guess. I don't know. He's not good. He I think he's probably the lowest tier, honestly. He's not completely horrible, but I do think he probably goes in that lowest tier. He might move up 1 tier, but I don't really think so. Cole Anthony, honestly, pretty similar to Seth Curry in that he's just, again, kind of a pointless card. He's faster than Seth. He's still a good shooter. He's more athletic. He's a little better than Seth Curry is. I mean, he's probably, he's a better slasher. Plus 20 driving dunk is nice. Slightly better defensively stat-wise, but still missing a ton of badges. Like, he's still not going to be a good defender. Jumper's on quick. He's like, I don't know. He's okay. He's not horrible offensively. Defensively, he's trash, though. I wouldn't really use him, but I do think he probably isn't in the lowest tier of card. Garrett Temple is one of the better cards among these diamonds for sure. He's not awful in that he is just well-rounded statistically. And he's got decent-ish speed, not great, but he's a pretty decent defender all the way around. 80 driving down, 86 3 ball. Jumper is his own release on quick as well, which I think is probably pretty solid. I mean, he's not great, but he's probably the best or second best of the diamonds. And does that get him above mid? Honestly, probably not. But I think mid is a fair spot for him for sure. Maybe he'll be moved up a little bit. Dirk is one of 3 cards that is going to go in the highest tier on this list. And he is very, very good. Card who doesn't really have any significant flaws. And I think he's really, really solid in my team. And yeah, I think Dirk is an absolutely elite shooter. I mean, besides the fact that his jumper is not that great, but his stats about as a top tier. He's got much better speed at 85. He's got 90 standing and driving dunk as well. Now, very complete badges, especially once he's badged. Like, Dirk's actually legitimately very good. Jumper's not great, but that's about the only flaw on the card because I actually really like him. His jumper's super easy to green too. It's just a little bit on the slower end, but he's actually very usable, and I think he does deserve to go in that highest tier on this list. All right, moving on. I had to add one more card to the list real quickly that I realized I missed. But Isaiah Thomas is obviously in the lowest tier. That card is atrocious. He's 5'9". His jumper isn't good. Just no chance. A non-dunking short point guard who's that short and doesn't even have a good shot. Like, one of the worst cards in the game, probably. He is terrible. I would recommend never using Isaiah Thomas. That card is not good at all. Honestly, Clint Capella as well, despite being a pink diamond, is also probably in that lowest tier of card. I mean, he just realistically He's 79 speed, but a 45 three ball. He's a pure inside, but he's not even a tall inside at 6'10", and he's not a super fast inside either. So you get a card who doesn't really give you much in terms of floor spacing at all, but also doesn't have the elite level athletic ability to keep up with even like season 1 insights. Like, I'd rather have Diamond Wilt from season 1, Pink Diamond Shaq from season 1, than I would this Clint Capella card with his lack of size, lack of speed. Definitely not a card I'd recommend at all. I think he goes in that lowest tier as well. James Jones, elite level shooter, not elite at anything else, and I mean anything else. He is a very, very nice shooter, though. He does have a great jumper, so at least there is that as a small positive. But I mean, he's got okay-ish speed, 82 interior, 85 perimeter, and a 68 driving dunk, 96 three ball. I mean, he's an incredible shooter. He is 6'8" at the 2 guard. I guess he's got an 82 interior, 85 perimeter. If you badge him, he's not, I guess he's not in the lowest tier, but he's not good. He is not good at all. I would definitely not recommend using James Jones at all. I don't think that's a very good idea. He's definitely in the second lowest tier, if not the lowest. X-Man is the one card I forgot to add to the list, so I had to add him real quickly. And Xavier McDaniels is definitely in the highest tier. I mean, he is so good all the way around. Great stats, great badges, incredibly complete. Already did a gameplay on him earlier today. Go check that video out because he is very impressive. A card who really competes at the highest level at the small forward or even power forward position to a certain extent as well. Would recommend playing him at small forward. He's got such elite versatility and such a solid jumper as well. He might honestly be the best of all the reward cards in this season. I mean, I think he's that good, and he's a no-brainer. Top tier card to me. Robert Horry, pure shooter, kind of like James Jones in all honesty, in that he's not really great at anything else besides shooting the ball. Has a really nice jumper. He's got a 92 three ball, decent speed. I mean, his defense isn't horrible. Honestly, he's okay. He's got 90 standing, 85 driving dunk. The problem with this card is that he's only got 15 total badges. I mean, shooting badges are great. I mean, you'd like to have shifty, but it's not that big of a deal. No posterizer at all. No handles for days or lightning launch. And then defensively, especially, no challenger, glove, movable, interceptor, on-ball menace, paint patroller, pick dodger, pogo stick. Like, you look at the badges, he's missing 10 to 12 important badges, and he's only got 5 badge slots. So great jumper, yes, but he's really flawed as a badge-wise, and I think that does hold him back. Now, I think he's good enough to be towards the top of mid, but I don't think he's a great guard by any means. I think I'd probably recommend staying away from him. Dominique Wilkins, honestly, is in the exact same boat. Stat and badge-wise, or stat-wise, pretty good. Badge-wise, really, really mediocre. A total of 13 total badges on him. The slashing is great, but the defense, I mean, he's got 3 badges. He needs challenger, glove, interceptor, on-ball menace, paint patroller, pick dodger. When you look at the playmaking, it's the same story. I mean, he's got a little bit, I guess, but still would like to have bailout on him. Shooting-wise, you'd like to have Deadeye, limitless, set shot, shifty. Again, you would like to have 10 badges that he doesn't have on the card, and you can only give him 5 of them. That's a problem. He's exceptional as a slasher. He's got enough speed. His release is actually pretty good, which helps make up for the low 3-ball rating. And I think defensively, he's decent as well, stat-wise. But the problem with this card is, again, missing so many important badges. I think he's usable enough if you fully badge him, but you have to be really intentional with the badges you put on him. And even if you put, let's say you put on-ball menace, pick dodger, movable enforcer, set shot specialist, and probably Deadeye. He's still not going to have as many badges as you want, but if he is fully badged with those badges, the most important ones, I think you can put him in good because his jumper's nice, his slashing is elite, he's got the size at 6'8" at the 2 guard. I think he's good enough to not go in mid, but I don't think he's great by any means. Bill Walton. This card's super solid on paper. Problem with him is his jumper's not very good. He's got 77 3-ball, which isn't bad. His other Opal has a 67, so that's an improvement. Defensively, he's really good. He's got decent finishing. He's got good speed, not great, but solid. Defensively, all the way around, like the stats are good, the badges are great. Problem with the card is 77 3-ball with a mediocre jump shot. Ricky Rubio's jumper just isn't very good this year. The upper is good, but it's not good enough to really take away from the fact that it is a bad base. So again, he's a really good passing big, I guess, but at the power forward position at this point in the year, you'd like somebody with a faster jumper. Same kind of flaw, honestly, as Dark Matter D-Wade, for example, though. I think you can put him in good, at least on this list, but at his position, I certainly probably wouldn't really recommend using him still. Honestly, the only cards I'd use on this list are the cards in great tier, to be totally honest with y'all. Robin Lopez, I'm sorry, you stink. This card has like a 70-something 3-ball, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, 73, 74 speed. Slow, not a great shooter. And I mean, he's missing a lot of key badges as well, defensively as a shooter, all that type of stuff. Jumper isn't going to be great. He's got no movement. Like, yeah, we'll pass on Robin Lopez. He's like Pink Diamond Chris Kaman, but maybe worse. Like, I would not recommend using that card either. I think Ariza is pretty good. Ariza is very, very viable. Like, I think he 100% deserves to go in the good tier if Dominique Wilkins is there. He's got 90 speed, 89 3-ball, 88 interior, 92 perimeter, 95 driving dunk, half posterizer, half set shot, half slippery, off Challenger, Interceptor, off Pester. Good Hall of Fame badges. Now, yes, he's still missing some badges, but if you add like Deadeye, Limitless, and then maybe Pick Dodger, Paint Patroller, and Lightning Launch. You're missing handles for days, brick wall, post lockdown, some stuff like that still. You could always replace one of those for handles for days or something if you want, but he's a pure 3-and-D who's got a lot of athleticism and a good jump shot. Like, not a bad card at all. He'll get the job done if you want to use him as like a budget small forward. Not a bad card at all. I think he does deserve to go in that good tier. And then finally, you got Dwayne Wade, who is obviously this is the Pro Pass Dwayne Wade. Pro Pass D Wade has released on very quick, has Kyrie dribble style instead of normal, and is a much better overall card. Definitely one of the better point guards in my team. I think probably top 5 or so at the position right now. He, X-Man, and Dirk are the 3 cards from this drop from this season that I actually think are like legitimately worth using. The rest of these guys, in all honesty, probably would stay away from. I just don't think they're all that great. But Dark Matter Wade 100% does deserve to go in that highest tier on this list as well. So with that being said, that is the final player on this list. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.